I sent these in, I want to say March, and this is now May. So I got them back in about 2 months, which is way faster than most people getting these cards. What's good? Welcome to another week of One Man's Trash. This is where I document my journey as a reseller, primarily buying storage lockers, flipping the contents, and selling them on eBay, on Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. I do this part-time. I've been doing this for better part of 6 months. I've been selling online for about a decade, but this is my foray into the resale side of things. So each week I kind of give status update on everything. It's been a hot minute since I bought storage lockers because I'm backlogged. I still owe a video kind of showing the biggest one that's taken the most time is I bought out a Etsy store. So I have a ton of inventory to sort, list, and get that organized, as well as a bunch of other stuff to list from previous lockers that's sitting in two bins taking up space. So tons of work still to do, and I completely can't stop sabotaging myself, so I'll stop into a thrift store when I'm out doing errands and buy more crap. Not crap. I have been doing a little bit more on the thrift store side because it's manageable amount, I guess, is how I justify it to myself. So when I hit up a thrift store, I can control how much I'm buying a lot better, and I've been a lot better at listing the stuff right away. So all the stuff I'm going to show you, I'm listing here tonight as I chip away at the rest of the stuff I got going. So stopped into 2 thrift stores, and this is just kind of a fun, I'm really using it, and again, justifying the behavior, but I'm using it to learn different categories of items. So when I buy a storage locker, it's not sight unseen, but you don't know what you're getting inside other than the surface, and you can kind of pick out some themes, but it's not like you're buying a locker of kitchen items or you're buying a locker of sports equipment. It's going to be mixed in. So I've been toying with a couple different categories at thrift stores to kind of learn if certain items do well, sell-through rate is there. So as always, I'll branch out eventually, but I have 2 comfort zones, 2 particular stores. One I don't get any signal in, so that's even more of a challenge because I'm buying it without checking comps on eBay. So I've been checking myself a little bit more to be a little more careful and purposeful with my purchases there. So I have about 3 items there, and this is a category I have some in my unlisted pile downstairs that I need to get up, but I don't have experience in selling, and I know there are certain ones that sell well. So mugs. I bought 3 mugs. I'm in for $4, so this is the $2 one. Starbucks mug from 2006 or something. I know certain Starbucks ones do well. This one isn't a location or necessarily a time, but color seems pretty trendy per se. It's ceramic on top and stainless on the bottom, and the main piece, the actual plastic lid with the rubber gasket, is there. So I don't quote me on all these because I glanced at comps in the car and stuff like that, so I'm going to ballpark wishful thinking. So most of these, if I hit $10 gross sale on it plus shipping, that would be a win for me. So that's what I'll be trying to do. Maybe it'll be 12 to 15, but we'll see. These other 2 are where, like, the novelty mugs of trying to find what does sell. So this is just me teaching myself. So we'll see if these sell at all or how long they take. Being outside the DC area, you kind of have some themes. So a lot more federal stuff. So this is Department of Treasury, and it just says 1789. Doesn't necessarily imply it was from an employee or anything like that, but it's kind of slick and sleek. So if somebody is either a buff for the Treasury or works there, that might be a purchase. So that's $1. Same thing. I'll have to learn what the average price. I assume right around $10-12 is probably that sweet spot for the ones that do sell, but it's going to be a matter of the subject matter. This one, my best guess is 90s, but who knows? This could be 2000 something. So it's a NFL, not players. It's, well, it is players, but team NFL. And so it's a Redskins thing. So I found a lot of Redskins stuff around here. It's been hit or miss. Certain Redskins items seem to sell well. Again, because the team is no longer named that. And so once you have a name change, bold logo is never going to be made again. So that stuff becomes more scarce, but there's a ton of it. So certain items do well. We'll see if this is one of them. So another dollar. So I'm in for $4 there. In reality, I need one win, and then it pays for the learning lesson. Second place I went is the Mega Store. This is ironically where I donate a majority of my stuff, because they're just so good at not really having any limits to what they take. So one of the first things that caught my eye there, I was like a kid in a candy shop, so found a Space Jam, like a little plastic alarm clock. You can probably, if I get like, oh yeah, you can see it there. The face is scratched up beyond belief. Like you can barely see everything in the background. So this alludes to, well, two things really. I'm going to do a lot more on cards here as two things. As I dig into more cards that I'm actually selling versus just holding, sports cards that is, and then specifically I'm going to be highlighting some Space Jam cards that have been a phenomenal investment for me. So because it's so scratched, it looks like you can get about 20 bucks for these, either 20, 30 new in box, maybe 10 to 15 used. Good luck with 10 bucks for this. So I'm probably just going to use this as a decoration for my for my Space Jam videos. So I'm in for $2 on that, so I'm already at a deficit. So here's one I have not comped yet. So again, I do have Signal in there, but there's some items once I have my hands full, and for whatever reason I have not been getting a cart. Maybe this is how I want to teach myself that I'd rather buy it on a whim and learn after the fact than know for sure before I buy it. I don't know. So $2.99 for this one. I'm hoping it's 90s at least. It could be more modern, but Fisher Price, like a medical bag. The items inside make me think. So some of the plastic items are made in Mexico, and again, this is where over time you know a lot more. So like, I guarantee you there was a particular time where a lot of plastic manufacturing or toy manufacturing shifted from Mexico to China. If you know that history, you know that year, you can better date items. I don't know that, and maybe it's not definitive like that, but I'm going to venture to guess, because it's not made in China, we may have a couple extra years on it, which should hopefully work. And just images like that seem like they've got some extra age to it. So it's just got some stuff in there. Looks like there's some items that might not even belong, because there's like a doll dress or something. There's a blood pressure cuff. So we'll see. Maybe it's a home run, but ideally, who knows, maybe 10, 15 bucks. Really what I'm looking for is the sell-through. So if it sells quick, that's a win to me. Next one is, so I always stop at the board game section because I found some soccer cards there and just got super ecstatic. But I haven't really found a sellable board game because cost prohibitive to ship, and there just aren't a whole lot. Even new in box sealed products just don't seem to do well. So if you're a board game fanatic, I guess that's good. Just go buy it on eBay and save a bunch of money. So this one was in the toy section instead. Care Bears. So two things draw me to a particular item. So one, it's sealed, and then after I see it sealed, I go to the back, and then I look at its manufacture date. So it's manufactured 2003. So that kind of tells me, hey, for this to be sealed for almost 2 decades, that may be promising. I then take the barcode scanner and then scan it on eBay, and there's one listed at like $50, which is probably absurd. But it looked like, and again, I need to double check, but I'll get these listed here in a minute, about 20 bucks because it's sealed, and hopefully that sells pretty quick. So it's a Domino's game, $3 I'm in for on that. This is, I said I haven't, but this is the first time I have bought something from the board game section. So there were two. I had actually looked at this first and then put it back, or I looked at the other one first and put it back. So this is a game from 1968, and the other one's from 1967. Honestly, I probably would have bought this just to learn and play myself based on the topic. So There are some I need to, again, I glanced at it, I saw the listing, and this is a piece I need to get better at. I saw the ones listed. I don't remember if I clicked through to see what was sold. I must have, but well over $20, possibly up to $50, and then they were asking $4 for it. So hopefully I'm not completely wrong, looked at the wrong step, and it's not actually worth anything. Same manufacturer, just different game, and 1 year earlier, so 67. It's a game called Bazaar, the trading game, so like a trading style Bazaar. Same thing, so made by a 3M company, which is kind of cool. So again, maybe $20, that's a win for me, and this was $1 cheaper at $3. And last but not least, from the thrift store finds, Campbell's soup pot. It's from 97, so it's made by Gibson. You can see it down there. It's marked with the date. It's just got some fruits and all vegetables kind of chopped up along the side, and it says Campbell's, I don't know if it says Campbell's soup, just Campbell's on it. I have a mug that I use for coffee that's very similar to this, except it has like little kids cartoons on it with the vegetables. So I paid, ooh, God, apparently I paid $9 for this. Whoops. I, again, need to check the comps. Probably 15, $20 would be a best case scenario for this. It seems to be in good shape, but we'll see once I get under it and clean it up. But at $9 in, normally I would not, if I was paying attention, I would not buy. And I get a coupon on this stuff, so I'm not paying full price. It's usually 20% off, sometimes more. This might have been 25% off today. So still at $9 price tag, even with that discount, $20 really would have been where it needs to be sold at for me to even care, pay attention. But again, dangerous, but I may keep it for personal use just to match, because I love the vegetable theme and that kind of dated, not really that old, but still kind of cool. All right, last final one today was mail day as well. So I got a bunch of other stuff in, but I've been waiting on this, so I'll do a quick reveal. So for anyone who hasn't, again, I mentioned sports cards. So these are cards I sent into PSA, which is a grading company, third-party company. They authenticate signatures or autographs, the quality of the card, and give you a subjective judgment on the quality of the card. And in the trading card world, sports cards and like Pokemon and all that are just blowing up. The prices are absurd. Money is like through the roof in all of this, and so are the services. So you're paying a premium to get these cards looked at and encapsulated into these plastic cases. So I sent these in, I want to say March, and this is now May. So I got them back in about 2 months, which is way faster than most people are getting these cards, because I paid for one of their more premium services. So I think I paid, don't quote me, I think I paid $50, maybe $60. And again, this is before they hiked prices, so it would probably cost me $400 to get these graded right now, and I would not send them. So first one, and these are cards for my personal collection when I send them in for this. I won't be selling these anytime soon. If I do, it's probably problematic. So I collect a lot of Kawhi Leonard cards. This is one of the, I have several, but this is the first autograph one that I've gotten back graded. So I bought this for about $300. Yes, I paid $300 for a piece of cardboard. This is his rookie year, 2012. It's got a piece of the uniform, and it's got autograph. I was gambling when I bought this about a year ago that I would be throwing my money away. So the card is very clearly, I mean, I'm not an expert, but seemed very clearly to be authentic. I don't know why you would 10 years ago rip this card off per se. The problem was, so this card is limited to 199, which you might be able to see there. So it's limited, but all other, I've probably seen 20 or 30 of the other 199, so about a 10% sample size, and all of them have blue ink on the autograph. And this autograph is very faint, so it's almost like faded. So I bought this card just raw, loose, from someone who owned it, and autograph match, like just visually matches his other autographs, but just is enough to make you wonder what's going on. So they did authenticate the autograph, and obviously someone can challenge that, but this is a pretty well-established company. So, and the card graded out as a 9. This is one of the few ones where I sent it in expecting a 9, and actually was very pleased with it. It's a thicker card stock, and it's been around for 10 years, and I knew it wasn't in perfect condition. The corners were pretty good, but not perfect. And again, there's centering and stuff like that. I'll have to take a tool to that to find out if it is centered, but I didn't look at that before. It was the overall cost and value of the card. I just wanted it encapsulated. This is the last one, and then there'll be more cards in future videos. So this is one, about a year ago I stopped buying cards. Now I'm holding them, and there's still plenty of money to be made buying them, I'm sure. I just don't have that free capital to be going wild like I was. So I bought for fun several boxes of cards open for the fun, and that surprisingly turned out to be semi-profitable as of now. That it looks like the value of the cards from them exceeded the cost of those boxes, which again, buying those is a gamble. It is legitimate straight up gambling. You're opening a pack with odds to find a card of a particular value that eventually changes. So this was a higher end soccer product. I like soccer better than most other sports, even though I don't keep up with most major sports. So I've been out of even keeping up with soccer in modern day, but a higher end product, and it was, I believe it covered most European clubs. It was not national teams. So I don't think there's any domestic U.S. Players. There are, but leagues included in it. 7 cards in this box, and it was like $160. At the time, this was a product that was still in stock well after it launched. So it was maybe a month after it launched, and you could still buy it for $160. About a month, 2 months after I had bought it, it sold out. It was reselling for probably twice as much. It's now probably a $600, I gotta look it up, probably a $600 box for those 7 cards. But at the time, I was like, I'm paying $170, $160 for 7 cards. This is dumb. But again, thrill was fun. I had the disposable income. So obit it, and this was the top card out of the 7. In that product, because it's higher end, almost all of them are autographed or have a patch. So this was the most limited of them. So this is Neymar card, Neymar Jr. Limited to 7. And it's one of the green parallels of the electric etch. So it's his autograph, highly sought after player, incredibly talented, and well collected. Because I pulled it out, and it was a high product, and it visually seems pretty straightforward, I expected it to do very well, and it came back as a 10, which is fantastic. The last one of the, obviously there's only 7, but 1 has sold, and this just goes to show how wild eBay is. You can literally find anything. Only 7 of these exist. At least 2 of them now exist encapsulated in PSA containers, and the other one beat me to it, so there's already been sold on eBay and have comps. So that one was listed for $2,500, and within a week, I believe, they took a best offer of $2,000. So I'm going to stop getting my grimy fingerprints on this and put this in a safety deposit box, destination unknown. So I have a bunch more coming back. These are some of the more high-end cards that I will be taking a photograph of, and then just putting, like I said, tucking them away far, far away for nobody to ever find, and then cash them out for $10 million. Just kidding. In a couple decades. But yeah, that is that. Stay tuned for more of the cards. I'm going to do, as Space Jam 2 comes out in the summer, I'm going to do a little bit more on those, and then a little bit more on sports cards in general, just because that's a piece of, it's going to become a piece of my reselling. So, and then I also owe a video on the Etsy buyout. So stay tuned. In my kind of what sold videos, I'll cover, like, if I get one of these that I'm shipping out, and can kind of reflect on if those thrift store purchases were good ideas or not. Thanks for toughing it out, and see you on the next one.